走り出せ走り出せ空高くハトと差し
Hi guys, it's Wasabifold here again with another One Piece theory for you. Today we're going to be discussing Jinbe, the Knight of the Sea, and whether or not he would actually quiver in fear before Big Mom, and what possible punishment could she have asked for that would make Jinbe do so. Because right now, it seems unfathomable that someone as honorable as Jinbe and someone who has done so much for so many other people would succumb to fear in the face of a punishment that is in response to his own determination and his own drive. And I really think it comes down to one thing. The punishment had to be like something super severe. So I went back, I looked over the chapter, I looked at the wheel, and we actually did see the whole wheel. And I saw the options. There was a head, there was an arm, there was a leg, and then there was an option that looked like Big Mom's Jolly Roger, which is also a head. And I started to think about, what would cause Jinbe to be so fearful. And I came to the conclusion that at the end of the day, any punishment that was for Jinbe himself to take, Jinbe would not be fearful of it, because it is his choice to leave her surface. It is his choice to follow Luffy. So any kind of personal punishment that he would have to endure, he would take it on, even if it meant death. Looking at the hand, looking at the leg, and looking at the head, I'd say that these are individual punishments. That's why they're not as significant. If you look at it, the only punishment that is kind of highlighted is Big Mom's Jolly Roger, and I'll get to what I think that is later. And I think Jinbe did land on that option. But all of these, I think, are individual punishments. I think the hand and the leg are the most ideal. Those are the ones that you would want to land on. The head is the end of your own life. But I think Jinbe, in the face of all three of these, given his resolve as a character and given how loyal he is and what we know of him, he would not quiver in fear at any of these punishments. But what would make Jinbe cower in fear before Big Mom? And I think that the Jolly Roger head is not his head, but it is something even more severe, a punishment even greater. And I started to think about what could that head signify, what would the Jolly Roger mean. And when I look back at it, it's Big Mom's Jolly Roger, and we know that the one thing, defining feature about Big Mom and her crew is that her crew is her family. So then I said, if you land on that option, that must mean the punishment must be the eradication of who you consider your family, maybe as well as yourself. Who even knows if that's also what she wanted to do. So I'm thinking that Big Mom's punishment for leaving her would be the eradication of Jinbe and all of the Sun Pirates, not just him. You see, Jinbe is someone who's so loyal and so upstanding that he would take any punishment that his actions would bring forth upon himself. That's just his type of character. But to hear that the punishment is not just on him, but that his decision could lead to the eventual killing of all of his friends and all the people that he came to know in the Sun Pirates, and basically nullify the freedom that they fought so hard to maintain with Fisher Tiger. That is something that would actually make Jinbe super fearful, and that is what I actually think the Big Mom Jolly Roger means, because Big Mom's crew is her family. So therefore, her Jolly Roger landing on that as a punishment would be the eradication of your family. See, she's not afraid to go after your family. She said, you're invited to the tea party, you have to go. If you don't go, they'd send you the head of someone that you know, a deep friend, a close friend, something like that. And that just shows how serious she is. Her family is not off limits to her as a form of punishment. So I could definitely see Big Mom coming up with some kind of punishment that is like that, and Jinbe just freaking out, realizing that she is pure evil. And what has he actually done? He's actually put his friends in harm's way unknowingly, thinking that the punishment would be something that he would have to take on for himself. He did not consider the fact that Big Mom is so irrational, so unreasonable at times, that she would extend the punishment to people who really have nothing to do with his choice. And this could have large implications going forward into the story. this could prevent Jinbe joining. For now, he and the Sun Pirates may have to go on the run. Who knows? But that is something that could definitely point the story in a direction where Big Mom becomes an antagonist again, and that's what I'm kind of waiting on. Even though Oda has done a good job of keeping her in an antagonistic position, there's lots of clues and hints that she actually wants Straw Hat to appear. You know, she's keeping a close eye on them. You know, you saw her very last chapter, she was a little bit worried that Straw Hats and the others were actually going to fail before Cracker, because Big Mom, I think, is kind of like she's interested in Straw Hat Luffy, mainly because of what happened at the war, and maybe the way that Whitebeard treated him, or maybe the way that, you know, there's been certain pirates that have done things for Luffy that make you wonder, you know, what is it about him? He's kind of special. And she knows obviously he's the grandson of Garp and whatnot. I'm sure Big Mom knows Garp. So that's really the situation. I think Big Mom is kind of just looking for something to interest her, and none of the supernovas have done so, and Luffy's kind of the last hope. But you get that feeling from her, so I don't feel like she's a true antagonist, and having her do something like this or request something as crazy as this would put her back in that true antagonist role. So what do you guys think? Do you think that the Jolly Roger of Big Mom's wheel actually represent an eradication of your entire family? How crazy would that be? And it would be something so like Big Mom and so like her. She's all about business, and Jinbe leaving her service and the Sun Pirates leaving her service would be like or losing a part of her business structure and giving the competition a bolster in forces. So really it just makes perfect sense as a price for leaving her service. So that's just Wasabifold, another One Piece theory, signing out.